In this video, we're going to talk about factoring sums and differences of cubes. And these will be binomials again, so it'll be just two terms. So the two sets we have are a cubed plus b cubed, which will give us a plus b times a squared minus ab plus b squared, or a cubed minus b cubed, which will be a minus b times a squared plus ab plus b squared. All right. So in this case, you're going to notice that my numbers are the same. So I have a, b, a squared, ab, and b squared for both formulas. So you're really only memorizing one formula, but then how do you know what your signs are? So I have a handy mnemonic for you, and that is SOAP. SOAP. S-O-A-P. This is the same sign. This is the opposite sign, and this one is always positive. All right, I do realize that that's kind of hard to read, so I totally understand if you need to rewind and listen to this again, but I'll say it one more time here too. Same, opposite, always positive. SOAP. All right, now what do I mean by that? Well, if you look here, with a plus, the same sign is plus, the opposite sign is minus, and the always positive sign is positive. And when I have a minus, same sign is minus, opposite sign is plus, and always positive is still always positive. So again, if you know AB, a squared, 2ab, b squared, okay, just kind of make a chant out of that, then you can know your signs by using SOAP. So let's try it. X cubed plus 64. First thing we have to do is write this as cubes, perfect cubes, all right? Because if it can't be written as a perfect cube plus a perfect cube, then there's no point in using this method. So x cubed is x cubed, and 64 is 4 cubed. So my a is x, my b is 4. Now I have a, b, a squared, ab, b squared, okay? So when I look at this, I have that set up, and then I make sure my signs work. Same, opposite, always positive. Same sign is plus, opposites minus, always positive is positive. Again, remember, I'm looking at the original sign is a plus. That's how I know same is plus, opposite is negative. When I plug in x and 4 into those spots, I'm going to get x plus 4 times x squared minus 4x plus 4 squared. Now 4 squared is 16, so I write that out, and voila. I can check this by distributing my x and distributing my 4, and then combining all like terms. You'll notice we write it vertically here to make it a little bit easier to keep track of. All right, so when I distribute, I get these. I combine like terms, these cancel, I'm left with x cubed plus 64. All right, let's take a look at another example. 27u cubed minus 125v cubed. So I start by rewriting each term in its perfect cube format. So 27 is a perfect cube and u cubed is a perfect cube. So I can write as 3u cubed. Then I'm going to have a minus in between, and 125v cubed is really 5v cubed. And so this is a difference of cubes. So difference because it's subtraction. So I have my AB, a squared, AB, b squared, all right? And I'm going to use my sign. So since it's a minus, the same sign is negative, and opposite sign is positive, and always positive is positive. So negative, positive, positive. I plug in 3u for the A, 5v for the B, and notice that a squared is 3u squared. AB is 3u times 5v, and b squared is 5v squared. Make sure you're putting parentheses around each of those terms because you're squaring both the 3 and the u. You're squaring both the 5 and the b. Now, 3u squared gives me 9u squared. 3u times 5v is 15uv, and 5v squared is 25v squared. So this is my final answer. Again, you can check, and it will cancel out the middle terms, and it comes out beautifully. All right, what about this one? 500p cubed plus 4q cubed. Woo, okay. So the first thing you have to recognize here is there's a GCF. All right, so that's really important because if you don't factor out the greatest common factor, you're going to look at it and be like, this isn't a set of perfect cubes. I can't do this. All right, but because I can pull a 4 out of both terms, what is left inside my parentheses is a sum of cubes. And so I can write this where I pull down my 4. I can rewrite 125p cubed as 5p cubed, and I can rewrite q cubed as q cubed. That means my a is 5p and my b is q. So I carry down my 4 again. Notice that you have to always carry it down. Don't forget about it. Then I fill in my a plus b, a squared minus ab plus b squared. Again, notice my signs are the same sign, opposite sign, always positive. So when I start with my plus in my original thing that I'm factoring, same is positive, opposite's negative, always positive is always positive. So when I plug this in, again, I put parentheses around my 5p when I square it, and I put parentheses around my q when I square it. A little less important because it's just one term, but good idea to do. And then I simplify it. I end up with 25p squared in that spot instead, but I carry everything else down exactly. So that is how you factor sums and differences of cubes.